Hello, good afternoon, and good morning. I'm LaKendra Tooks, and it's time for Tooks Takes. Now, as per usual, we got a huge show today. We got a lot to get into. We've got part one of the Real Housewives of Miami reunion. And baby, I don't know about y'all, Kinsday crew, but I was not ready for the lesbian revelation at the end of part one of the reunion. And I mean, call me naive. I didn't know Friends did that. But we're going to talk about it. We also got to talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, because we got Lisa Barlow. She's got lawsuits by the list, but she claims they've all been dismissed. And then I got to tell you guys about what's going on in my personal life. Let me tell you something. Today, you are going to want to stick around for the Tooks takeaway, because I got something new. I just had an epiphany, and I got to share it with my people. I got to share it with the Kinsday crew. I got to share it with the girls, gays, and strays, because I think you guys are going to like my epiphany that I just epiphanied. Also, can I be real and vulnerable for a second? And I will expound on this in the Tooks takeaway as well. I had a tough week last week. I had some things go my way, some things not go my way. The devil was trying me. But let me tell you something. God is good. And even though things were not exactly going my way, I said, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and wallow. I'm going to still be grateful, because even when everything's not going my way, baby, I am incredibly blessed. But I will say, when I have a week that's not my favorite week, that is when I really deserve carbs. I'm eating carbs. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see I've got my carbs here. So if I stop, if I pause and need to take a nibble on a piece of bread, just let me do me. Let me nibble on the bread. Let me have my carbs. Because I had a tough week last week. But you know what? There was a light at the end of my tunnel. And that light is the Real Housewives of Potomac. Because baby, my Potomac girls are back, and I'm so excited. Now listen, I don't know if you guys are Potomac fans. I know that, for a lot of you, not a lot of you, well, for some of you, I know I'm your only black friend, and that's okay. We are trying to get you out there more so you can have a diverse friend group, but it's okay if I'm happy to be your first black friend, but I don't want to be your only black friend. Now, I've seen the memes about this, and there's always a little scuttlebutt, a little chatter online about the Housewife fans who watch all the franchises except Atlanta and Potomac. We're not going to go there today. We're just going to go to Potomac, okay? If you're not watching Potomac, you should be watching Potomac. It's great. These ladies are great. This season, unfortunately, we're missing my fave. The Grand Dame, well, the Grand Dame was in front of the grand jury, and unfortunately, my girl Karen Huger, she did have to spend 1 year, she got sentenced to a year behind bars, but thank God. She must have been doing a great job in there, because they let her out a little early. Thank God. But the ladies are distraught, because, I mean, you guys, I've never had a friend go to jail. Have you ever had a friend go to jail? Now, I've had some relatives go to jail, but I've never had one of my friends call me up and be like, hey, can you come bail me out? I've never had that happen, and I don't even know what I would do. I would just feel so bad, because I know all my friends, they're just like me. We're baddies. We like to look cute. Like we don't do well behind bars. Now, we do well behind bars, like at the bar, but not behind bars. Clink, clink. Oh, no, not clink, clink, not dropping soap. That's me and my girls. Let me tell you something. This is why I try to abide by the law, because I knew I would not do well in jail. And I want to know, I hope that Grand Dame Karen Huger, if you're listening, please write a book. Write a book about your experience. If you write a book, Karen Huger, we will start the Tooks Books Club, because I want to know everything about your experience of being in the clink. What was that like? Lord Jesus, I just can't think about it. But here's the deal, y'all. This was her fourth DUI. You can't be out here on your fourth DUI. It's more like a DUI. Why are you still out here drinking and driving? You can't drink and drive, guys. Now, that's a non-negotiable around here. You can drink, you can drive, but you can't drink and drive. It's dangerous. I don't want anything to happen to you. I don't want you to hurt somebody else. I don't want you to hurt yourself. And I don't want you in jail. But if you do go to jail, you better still listen to Took's takes. From behind bars. You better still listen. The Kansas Day crew, you're in this for life. I don't care if you go to prison. I don't care if you go to the county jail. You're still a member of the Kansas Day crew, even if you're in the clink. So Karen Huger, you're still part of the Kansas Day crew, and I still love you, girl. Now, these housewives, we know that they're not good people, okay? Now, speaking of not good people on the Real Housewives of Potomac, let me just let y'all know straight up where I stand. Now, if you're an old school member of the Kansas Day crew, you already know where I stand. You already know that I don't really care for Giselle. I don't like her. But I am in a Giselle-inspired look. First of all, I've got my Giselle eyes in. I'm my own version of a green. Well, no, I'm more of a hazel-eyed bandit today. And then we'll get to Ashley's party, but Giselle has a horrible sense of style. And I mean, I don't want to beat a dead horse about this, but I mean, I don't understand, because Giselle is a beautiful woman, but I don't know why clothes just don't look good on her. It's like, she's wearing at Ashley's party. We're going to skip around a little bit today. At Ashley's party, everyone is like fabulous, couture gowns, beautiful gowns. And then Giselle is basically in this red dress that I got from Ross for like $12. I mean, this is a good dress. Don't get me wrong. This is a good dress for, around here, just, recording the pod. But if you invite me to your fabulous couture party, I'm going to step it up a little bit. They do have a little small couture department at Ross. If anybody can find couture at Ross, it's this girl right here. But so I'm not a fan of Giselle. I don't like her style. I don't like the way she dresses. I don't like her home decor. I don't like the fact that she's never actually talking about herself, her life. She's always stirring up with other people. I think she's mean. I think she's a classic, and the black girls know what I'm talking about. I think she's a classic, light-skinned, light-eyed, mean girl. That's what I think about Giselle. Now, I also do not like Ashley. I think Ashley and Stacey, hey Stacey, I love Stacey. Stacey must be a part of the Kansas Day crew, because if you're an old school member of the Kansas Day crew, you know what I call Ashley. That little imp Ashley. I think she's a little imp. And I thought it was adorable that my girl Stacey, you know how sometimes these housewives, like sometimes we're watching them and, it's, sometimes you see a little bit of yourself in the housewives, and then other times you're like, oh my God, I would never behave that way. I see some of myself in Stacey, and I don't like the girls coming for Stacey this hard. Like, now let's back up a little bit. Now, hopefully you watched last season. If you did not watch last season, hopefully you will at least watch the reunion. So let me just get you caught up real quick. Okay, so Stacey last year was going through a divorce. She's dating this guy named TJ. He's corny. He's a virgin. So then at the reunion, TJ alleges that Stacey paid him to be her, on-camera companion. And he's like, I want my money. And so then Stacey's like, no, that's not true. And then all the ladies are like, Stacey, you're a liar. Now, I don't know if Stacey's a liar. I don't think she's a liar. Here's the deal. Who cares? How does it affect you, Giselle, Ashley, Wendy, Keiarna? How does it affect you guys? If she is lying about the TJ thing, honestly, I'd lie about it too. And I am a terrible liar. But y'all, do you know how pathetic that is? If you did have to pay a corny mother effer like that to be your on-camera companion, who would want to admit that? And now he's saying that she actually promised him half of her Potomac checks. I don't know. It just seems a little outlandish. To me, the relationship last year, watching the relationship, it never felt authentic. So were they just on-camera companions? Clearly. But did she pay him? I don't know. I hope not. Stacey, you're a beautiful woman. You don't have to pay a man. I hope you did not pay him, Stacey. I hope you're not lying. Because, Stacey, I really love you. I don't want you to be a liar. But then I'm looking at, and this is going to be a running theme throughout the episode. The whole time I'm watching the episode, I'm looking at Giselle, green-eyed bandit. I'm looking at Ashley, the imp. We got a bandit over here. We got an imp over here. They are grilling Stacey about the TJ thing. And I'm like, Giselle, I never saw you grill Pastor Holy Whore. Little imp Ashley, I never saw you grill booty grabbing Gollum, your husband. You know, Stacey's like, haven't the two of you ever been humiliated by a man? And Giselle's like, and it's like, Giselle, you've been humiliated by a man. Ashley, you got humiliated by a man who is old. And I'm sorry, I know it's not nice to call people ugly, but this is not an attractive man. People, he looks like Gollum. Look up Ashley Darby's ex-husband. Who cares whether or not the divorce is final? If you don't know what he looks like, look him up. If you don't know what Gollum looks like, look him up. I bet you if you Google Ashley Darby's ex-husband, Gollum will pop up. It's going to be like, oh, did you mean this guy from Lord of the Rings? Because that's who he looks like. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, why are y'all going so hard at Stacey when y'all sat here and allowed these men to mistreat you, had babies? Ashley sat and had two babies that unfortunately look just like their dad. At least the oldest one. The oldest one looks just like his daddy. My Lord, my Lord. I'm looking at my mama like, Mama, thank you for making sure you married somebody that you didn't mind your kids looking like. I mean, you got to think about that. Looks aren't everything, obviously. But, I mean, you got to marry somebody that you don't mind your kids looking like. Because, I mean, you know, and the Tooks genes are strong. I look exactly like my dad. I can guarantee you, y'all will see, if y'all saw my dad out somewhere, like if you ran into him at the airport or something, you'd probably go up to him and be like, do you have a daughter named LaKendra? And he'll be like, yeah, we look exactly alike. But, you know, Ashley's oldest son also looks exactly like his dad, who looks exactly like Gollum. And that's all I'm gonna say about that, because kids are off limits. If you don't want us talking about your kids, you gotta just like keep them in school, blur out the face, something. But if you put your kids on TV, guess what? We're gonna talk about them, especially if they look like their dad, and especially if the dad looks like Gollum and he's a booty grabbing predator, allegedly. Now let's get back to the ladies. So the ladies are all piling up on Stacey. I don't like it. And I got to tell you, I miss Candace Dillard Bassett. I know that Candace is a polarizing character, but I loved Candace Dillard Bassett. I know that she used to say some controversial things on Twitter. Remember when she called Ashley a bedwench? I mean, you know, I just call her an imp. I don't know if she's a bedwench. I just see imp. That's all I see, okay? But Candace, her baby boy, Candace Dillard Bassett, her baby boy just turned 1. Oh, he's so cute. Candace, I wish you were on my TV right now. I want to see you in mommy mode, Candace Dillard Bassett. I miss you. You know who I don't miss is Mia. You know what? I got through the whole episode, and then I was like, oh, Mia. And what made me think of Mia, honestly, was when Ashley tried to make fun of Stacey's feet, calling her feet size 11s. Ashley, you stole that from Candace Dillard Bassett, because Candace used to always call Mia Bigfoot. So now you're doing Bigfoot. Now also, you guys, I do not like, maybe it's just because I love Stacey so much, I do not like them trying to put it out there that Stacey has bad breath. I don't like that. Calling her, like, first of all, I think that's so 90s to be like, oh, your breath stinks. It's like, you know what? If somebody's breath stinks, just step away. I don't know. Hand them a Tic Tac. I don't know what you do when someone's breath stinks. I mean, for me, my oral health is very important to me. I like to always make sure, because some people are just out here with a mint chewing gum. Listen, if you're not using Listerine, baby, you got to get up in there. You got to kill that bacteria. Bacteria is in there. So Stacey, my girl, I love you. If it's true, because I don't know what to believe. Coming out of the imp and the bandit, I don't know what to believe. But, here's what we got to talk about. Ashley, the imp, Giselle, the bandit, apparently they were at the Essence Black Women in Hollywood luncheon, which I'm like, why? Were the Black women of Hollywood not available? Because when I'm thinking of Black women in Hollywood, now there are some housewives that do come to mind, but I got to tell you, the imp and the bandit are not. Why were they there? Why were they there? How did they get an invitation? Now, my girl Cynthia Bailey. Hey, Cynthia Bailey. Cynthia Bailey was there looking gorgeous. Now I can understand why Cynthia's there. Cynthia's an actress. Cynthia's a model. Cynthia Bailey belongs at the Black Women in Hollywood luncheon. I don't think I can say the same for Imp and Bandit. Why were they there? But they allege that while they were there, a Black woman in Hollywood, an actress who claims to be best friends with the corny virgin TJ, came up to them and showed them court documents of TJ allegedly suing Stacey. What? I mean, I don't follow TJ on Instagram because I personally don't follow corny people on Instagram. That's just me. Especially like a corny man. If I cannot stand a corny man. Oh, I can't stand a corny man. So I never liked him. And I think Stacey's so beautiful. And to be honest, I need them to leave Stacey alone. Because my girl Stacey is winning. So while Imp and Bandit are coming for Stacey, my girl Stacey, she's rekindling the romance with her ex-husband. And I love it. Because y'all know I hate divorce. I hate divorce. And I love nothing more than to see a family come back together. Because I love Stacey. I love her daughter, Arabella. Arabella is so pretty. And it was nice to meet her husband. I think his name is pronounced Tiomi. I think he's German, right? He's definitely European. I mean, I loved how he was like ordering. I love it when a man orders for me. I'm like, oh, yes, baby. Order for me. He ordered for her. I'm like, I'm excited. I want to see this family come back together because I had seen Stacey posting some, family pictures of the three of them on Instagram. And in my heart, I was like, God, please, you got to bring these two back together because this is a beautiful family. So I'm excited for Stacey. Giselle is somewhere sitting in her ugly, terribly decorated house alone. Ashley's out doing God knows what, probably still giving Gollum foot rubs. She got daddy issues at the wazoo. But my girl Stacey is winning. Okay. And I didn't like Keiarna. I like you, but I don't like how you tried to come for Stacey talking about, I know you've been trying to get on the show for a long time. First of all, my girl Stacey has been on TV. Can you say the same? She's been on QVC, Home Shopping Network, baby. She's been doing infomercials. My girl Stacey has been on TV. So don't even go there about her trying to get on the show. Listen, everybody want to be a housewife. I want to be a housewife. Let them call me. Alex Baskins, call me. Everybody want to be a real housewife. It's such a great opportunity. I'm not going to judge somebody for trying to get on the show. Listen, Stacey working at the QVC, that's exhausting. Having to sit up there and be like, for only $19.99, guys, these pastries, they're selling like hotcakes because they are hotcakes. And if you act right now, we'll give you free shipping. Who wants to sit and do that all day? But QVC, call me. I'd go work at the Q. Actually, I'd do well at the QVC. But Stacey didn't want to just be at the QVC. She wanted to be a real housewife. Why not? I'm not mad at that. Okay, let's talk about Keiarna because we met Keiarna. Remember, we met Keiarna along a couple seasons ago because Sesame Street, remember she got into the altercation with Sesame Street and Sesame Street, I think, knocked her upside the head with like a bottle of champagne, something like that. Anyway, it was bad. But so Keiarna, though, last year we saw her trying to get herself engaged to her man, Greg. But I feel like Keiarna is so pretty and she's got, she's a boss, she's got her businesses. She's got her skincare business. I mean, I love to see a pretty girl who knows how to get out there and make her own money. And it gives you the freedom because she did not like the way Greg was treating her. So guess what Keiarna did? She said, deuces. And she got out. She got her own condo. She got her own place. And then she says after she was gone for 3 months, Greg reached out to her and was like, hey, baby, you want to go to Jamaica? Now that is how you get your girl back. Not a text. Hey, big head, what you doing? Not a liking someone's Instagram story. No. You come at me with a trip. You come at me and say, take next week off. I'm taking you to Jamaica so we can rekindle things. I like that. Now, her mama, by the way, Keiarna, your mama is gorgeous. Girl, your mama is a baddie, girl. Hey, Keiarna's mama. And then, this is what I love about the season premiere. I love getting all these little updates. We get an update on Dr. Wendy and her family. Now, I love Dr. Wendy, but Keiarna was saying that she feels like Dr. Wendy is sometimes a little bit shady towards her. And I don't like that. Dr. Wendy, though, I love you. I love your family. I love your marriage with Happy Eddie. Happy Eddie. See, this is the same thing Candy Burris did with the sex dungeon. You take something that somebody meant as an insult and you flip it around and turn it into a business. They were trying to throw shade calling him Happy Eddie. Now he's got a very successful marijuana company. Happy Eddie. If you want to sponsor Tooks Takes, you should, because we can have a little segment called Tooks Tokes. But I love that. And I know that last year at the reunion, they were getting on Stacey's case a little bit because she was allegedly maybe going to start a marijuana line as well. Honestly, the more the merrier in the world of marijuana. If you want to start a marijuana company, do it. Because life is hard. Let me tell you something. I don't go anywhere without my vape pen. Y'all, I got my mama a vape pen. Now, she doesn't know how to use it, but I did get it for her. And I said, listen, mama, if you get stressed out, hit that vape. Have a glass of wine. You know, I just think you should enjoy life. Like, I'm so glad that the stigma against marijuana has been lifted, because I don't think marijuana is that bad. I really don't. I mean, I don't have kids yet. Ask me again when I have kids. I would rather catch my kids smoking a joint than smoking a cigarette. Real talk. You know, I don't think anybody's ever been like, oh, why did you kill that guy? It was all the marijuana. No, try again. Don't be talking about marijuana like that. Marijuana is amazing. So anyway, the Osefo family, Dr. Wendy, Happy Eddie, they're beautiful children. Part of the reason I love seeing them on TV too is just for me. I love seeing Black excellence on my TV, whether it's on the Housewives, a sitcom, whatever. I love to see a wealthy, successful Black family. So Dr. Wendy, I love that. Thank you. Thank you for being one of the examples of that on Bravo for us. And also, we've got a new girl. Okay, we've got a couple new girls on Potomac. The first new girl, her name is Angel, and she is super cute. And her husband is a retired NFL player. And Miss Angel, no disrespect, but your husband is kind of fine. Like, good for you, girl. I need to start going to I need to start watching football. I need to get me a football player, because her husband seems like the perfect size of a football player. I was really scoping him out. Now, I'm not a home wrecker, Ashley. You don't have to worry about that. Because again, beautiful family. They have 2 adorable children. Ashley, what is her name? Her name is Angel. Lord, let me not get you mixed up with the imp Angel, because you're an angel. Angel, be careful, Angel. Be careful around the bandit and the imp. Because Angel, if you're an angel, I'm telling you, it's just a matter of time before the bandit and the imp come for you, because they cannot stand to see another woman happy. They hate that. They see you happy. You got a husband who loves you and treats you well and doesn't cheat on you. It's just a matter of time, Angel. I'm telling you, girl, you better heed my warning, because I'm telling you, bandit and imp, they're going to come for you, Angel. So you be careful, because you're beautiful and you have a beautiful family and you're successful. And I think you're going to be a good addition to the cast. Now, Angel actually went to Temple University with Dr. Wendy. That's where she got one of her 4 degrees. But they were there at different times. Angel tried to throw a little bit of shade. She said that Wendy is several years older than her. But I was kind of like, you guys look the same age. To me, if you're going to try to make an age dig on someone, they better look super old or you better look super young. If you two look about the same age, it's not really a flex to be like, she's several years older than me. Well, baby, y'all look the same. So what does that say? Anyway, Angel, welcome to the show, Angel. We also got another new girl. Tia. And I like her because she's British. I love seeing a black British person. And then guess what, y'all? She's from London. She's a luxury real estate agent. And also, her family is Nigerian royalty. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. She is a princess. I love it. Now, I'm just surprised that this beautiful, successful, wealthy, stylish woman is good friends with Giselle. How long before that implodes? Tia, you'll come to your senses soon enough, love. And then you'll realize that you don't need the bandit or the imp in your life because you're a beautiful, classy, successful woman. You come from Nigerian royalty. And I want to see you doing well on this show. Welcome to Potomac, Tia. Okay, so then we've got Ashley's party. A lot's going on at Ashley's party. I will say the party looks great, Ashley. Good. Imp. Not bad for an imp. The party looks great. Everybody looks fabulous. We get a little confrontation between Keiarna and Wendy because Keiarna's like, look, sometimes you're kind of dismissive towards me. And Wendy's still being a little dismissive towards her. They will work it out. These are two smart girls, pretty girls, successful girls. I really want to see Wendy. I want to see Dr. Wendy, Keiarna, and Angel. I really want to see them be good friends. And Stacey, I don't know why they're trying to ice you out, Stacey, because I feel like Stacey's on the outs and everybody else is doing this. So I don't know, Stacey, maybe you could be friends with the British girl, Tia. I don't want Stacey to be on the outs because I really like Stacey. I think she's beautiful. And I don't like the ladies coming for Stacey, but guess what, Stacey? You keep your head up, girl. Still you rise. Still you rise. Let's talk briefly about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City because, again, the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, the ladies, they're all clocked in, they're all activated, they're all delivering. And I love it. 3 episodes in, still never a dull moment. So I want to talk about Bronwyn because we meet Bronwyn's mom. And Bronwyn's mom is mean. Dang. I was like, dang, Bronwyn's mom, because Bronwyn's dad right now has Alzheimer's. So Bronwyn has moved her parents into the home with her. So when Bronwyn and her mom are talking about the dad's Alzheimer's, Bronwyn's mom is like, well, pretty soon you're going to be dealing with the same thing with Todd. Dang, Bronwyn's mom, Mrs. Newport, she must be smoking Newports. Maybe that's how she got the name, because that is savage. That is savage. That is savage to be telling your daughter, hey, guess what? Your old elderly husband, you're going to be changing his diapers soon enough too, baby girl. Just you wait. I was like, dang, Bronwyn, your mom. I hope the other ladies see how mean Bronwyn's mom is and will take a little pity on her because the poor child. I know how it is to have a mom that will read you to filth. Now, Bronwyn and Whitney, they're really going after Lisa about these lawsuits. Everybody's talking about lawsuit Lisa. So lawsuit Lisa's got a plan. I'm going to take my A squad out. We're going to go skeet shooting, which, by the way, that looked like fun to me. I've never shot a gun. I'm very Southern, daughter and granddaughter of veterans. I've never shot a gun in my life. So, but it was fun. Like, it looked like fun. I haven't shot a gun since I played Duck Hunt on Nintendo. So, the skeet shooting looked kind of fun. But then the day was not about the skeet shooting. The day was about the lunch. Lisa's got a lunch planned, and she definitely went to Kinko's ahead of the lunch. She got all her postable, all her receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, dismissals. She's like, listen, okay, all of my lawsuits have been dismissed. And here's a picture of me and John on a boat. And here's another picture of me looking fabulous. And by the way, I do big things. I don't think you guys understand. While y'all were pushing that RV out of a ditch, I was at Blake Lively's house hanging out with Ben Affleck, okay? Just this morning, I was texting memes with Steve Carell. Please don't play with me. Please. I do big things. I don't need to S&D for jazz tickets. I'm at the jazz games. The game won't start until I get there. I'm Lisa Barlow. I do big things. So when you do big things, guess what? People are going to come for you. People are going to want to, sue you. Now I'm sitting here thinking like, what am I doing wrong in life? Why hasn't anyone tried to sue Tooks Takes yet? That's when I'll know I've made it. When somebody tries to sue me, sue me, oh, then I will know I've really made it. Then I will know I've done big things. And then poor Whitney. Whitney in this failed business, she's really hurting. She's hurting, and I feel bad because it's like you never know. Like trying a business, like being an entrepreneur, trying these things out, it's really scary. And honestly, Whitney, I know I talk a lot of smack about you, but I do feel bad for you. That's hard. I know how it feels. Actually, I was going to wait till the Tooks takeaway, but I will go ahead on and tell you guys right now about the week I had last week. Because last week felt like a failed business for me last week. I am an actress, and so I had a call back for a commercial, nailed it. I got a call from my agent Tuesday morning. Hey, LaKendra, congratulations, you're on a veil for this commercial. It's probably down to you and one other person. So I got that call Tuesday morning. I'm waiting, thinking positively. A couple days later, I reach out to them. Any updates yet? No updates yet. You're still on a veil. I'm like, okay. Then literally Friday at 6 p.m., okay, LaKendra, you're released. You know what? I got to call the screen. I'm calling SAG. SAG-AFTRA, I'm calling you guys because how is that legal? That is so rude. You got me sitting here. I'm on ice for like days, and you don't tell me until Friday at 6 p.m. just to ruin my weekend? That is so not cool. Like, I know that's the business. I know listen, I've had a lot of, this industry is tough. It's so easy to look at people and say, oh, you do this, you do that, you don't do that. Let me tell you something. Being in the entertainment industry and trying to pursue your dreams, it's so hard. It's so challenging. If I didn't have so much faith in God, I would have given up a long time ago, because that's the thing. You could have like the worst, like last week sucked, but this week will definitely be better. I mean, I got up this morning and I said, God, last week kind of sucked, but this week is going to be better. So that happened last week. I had a couple of other things happen professionally that just disappointing things. It stinks when I get, like, it's one thing to get disappointed by some stupid dumb man, but it's another thing to get disappointed professionally. It hurts. It really, really hurts. And I'm not going to lie, I'm only human. I got down in the dumps a little bit. And I might have kind of even been like, God, why? Why do you let this happen to me? And it's like, girl, even after a bad week, look how blessed you are. Like, I was having a bad week, but guess what? My little baby brother, y'all know he got married earlier this year. Him and his wife are on their honeymoon. They are in Italy on the Amalfi Coast. And I was having a bad week. And then my brother sent me a beautiful picture of them and the ocean and the water. Wait, the ocean, the sea. I don't know the geography. But I just said, you know what? Maybe I'm not having the best week, but knowing that my brother is such a cute and sweet little husband, and he has an awesome wife whom I love, and they're having the best time on their vacation right now. Honestly, I said, you know what? I'm not having the best week, but Lord, I thank you. And the devil thought he was going to get me. The devil, I shook you off. You got to shake that devil off your shoulders, baby, because, when things happen, listen, life's not perfect. Things are going to happen. I'm a happy person. But let me tell you something. When things don't go the way I want them to go, I do get bummed out about it. I do get down in the dumps. But it's like, I just don't want to allow myself to stay down in the dumps for too long. It's like, yeah, you can be down in the dumps, but baby, you got to resurrect. You got to get up out them dumps. And you got to know that, hey, maybe last week was not my favorite week, but that just means the only way is up. So that just means that this week I'm excited. Lord, I am excited. I don't know what kind of blessings you have in store for me this week, but baby, I am ready. And let me tell you, the Real Housewives of Miami are ready. My Lord, my Lord. Let me just give you the highlights of the reunion. First of all, I'm proud of Alexia. It sounds like she's over Todd because the divorce is final. But ladies, girls, gays, you know that nothing is final until you block him. If you're like, no, I'm done with him, and you haven't blocked him, I hate to break it to you, boo-boo, but you're not done with him. I've had my friends, they will say, you know what? block him, and then change his name in my phone to something I won't recognize. I will do that for my friends, because when you're going through a breakup, especially when a man has done you wrong, you got to block him. You got to cut it. So Alexia, Barracuda, I'm proud of you for cutting Todd loose, getting yourself off the toddler coaster. Because, man, Todd is another corny mother effer that I don't like. Okay, so Alexia and Todd, Dunzo, she's back. Good for you, Alexia. I'm proud of you. Now, let's talk about, which I was nervous about how this Gertie versus Julia versus everyone situation would be handled. And it wasn't handled well. I'm going to say something controversial. And because I love Gertie, and y'all know I've been riding hard for Gertie, but Gertie was making me mad during this reunion. I'm like, girl, just say I put the text up on the overhead projector so everyone could see that Julia is a big fat liar. Why couldn't you just say that? And Adriana's trying to help her, and then Gertie's like, no, Gertie, girl, you were doing too much for me. Because, like, to be honest, Gertie, you're innocent. So you didn't have to do anything else. You could have just been like, look, the proof is in the pudding, because we all know the truth. And then for the other girls to try to deflect and be like, we've had stuff thrown at us. But it looks like the number one thrower in the group is Julia. Y'all, somebody made, gosh, I can't think of the child's name right now, but somebody made an Instagram. I'll repost it on my Instagram. Make sure you're following me at LaKendra Tux, at Tux Takes, about how Julia is a Karen. Julia is a Karen. She's a Russian Karen. And I can't believe all the unseen footage of her getting violent, throwing things, breaking things, having outbursts. So it turns out she's been outbursting season after season, and we didn't even know. That's not fair. And then we find out in another unseen moment that the ladies, it seems like they're punishing Gertie for being friends with Dr. Nicole. Why? That is so, like, honestly, Alexia, Marisol, y'all are too old for that. Let that child be friends with whoever she wants to be friends with. She has gone through enough. I just don't think that's cool. You guys hate Dr. Nicole that much. And why? Because she's pretty and she has more money than you? That's not her fault. You know? Maybe if you weren't such barracudas, you could have a private plane too. But the Lord can't bless you when you being all barracuda all around town. That's not nice. That's not cool. So yeah, I was shocked to see some of the unseen footage. And then also I was just like, Gertie, like, you don't really have to do too much. Like, you're good. You're innocent. So Gertie was getting on my nerves a little bit. And then, I mean, honestly, the last 37 seconds of the reunion made nothing else matter, because I'm sitting here, Julia's like, Andy, I have to tell you something that will give you a little bit of clarity. Last year in the Hamptons, Adriana and I slept together. Now, what? Huh? What do you mean? Slept how? I need to know details. I want to know everything. How did this happen? What happened? When you say slept together, I know in the gay world, slept together can mean a few different things. So I want to know exactly. Tell me everything. I want to know who initiated it. Probably Julia. But then also, does Martina know? Because I feel like everybody's looking at Adriana. I'm like, Julia's the one who's married. I'm not mad at Adriana. To me, if you're single, you can do whatever you want. If you want to go be gay tomorrow, be straight on Tuesday, and then go and you do whatever you want. As long as it's consensual, as long as everyone is an adult, and as long as everyone is human. Those are my rules. Consensual, adults, humans. But actually, I might have to take human off, because you could have a little doll or a little robot. There's all kinds of technology now. But yeah, does Martina know? I have so many questions. I can't even wait for part 2. Part 2, like, hurry up and get here part 2, because I have so many questions about this housewife on housewife hookup. I'm like, what in the Brandy Glanville and Denise Richards is going on in Miami? I got questions. I got a lot of questions, and they better get answered on part 2 of the reunion, or I'm gonna go to Miami myself, and I'm gonna go down to Julia and Martina's house. I'm gonna say, hey, it's me, CPS, open up. I told you to stick around for the Tooks takeaway, and you are about to be so glad you did. I have this new campaign that I'm starting. Are you ready for it? BYOB. Be your own boyfriend. I know. You guys. And I got inspired last week when I went on my solo date by myself. And I got so many DMs of people being like, I want to go on a solo date too. And you should. Go on a solo date. Don't be afraid. Sit at the bar. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you can also sit at the table. I haven't tried it sitting at the table alone yet, but I will try it sitting at the table alone and report back and let you guys know. But let me tell you something, because I just feel like I really am at my best right now. I feel so good. And even though every little thing in my life isn't going exactly the way I want it to, I feel like I'm on my way. I feel like I'm so close. I'm getting there. I'm in my fitness era. I look good. I feel good. And I've said this before, and unfortunately it's still true. I have not yet met a guy who I feel deserves me. So I said, you know what? F it. I'm going to BYOB. I'm going to be my own boyfriend. I am. And let me tell you something. I'm happy being my own boyfriend. Listen, let me tell you something. All last week, I was looking at my phone, waiting for a call from my agent. I would much rather be waiting for a call from my agent than waiting for a call from some old stupid smelly man who doesn't deserve me. Who doesn't deserve me, who doesn't deserve my sandwiches. I make the best sandwiches. Y'all know I post my Tooks cooks. I make an amazing salad. I make an amazing sandwich. And it's like, dude, I'm a great catch. And if nobody is smart enough to catch me, baby, I'm just going to catch myself. I'm going to fall in love with myself. And I just really, I hear so much on both sides, to be honest. I hear a lot of women, we're all going through a lot of the same stuff with just flaky guys. And then I even see some guys that are dealing with flaky women. But I feel like, and I'm not making an excuse for the women, I just know for me as a woman, I've been hurt, and my feelings have gotten hurt so many times that I've got walls, baby. I got more walls than Germany in the 80s. And you got to tear my walls down. And if you're not willing to tear my walls down, I'm really happy on my own. I'm really happy over here, BYOBing. You know what I mean? And that leads me to the final Tooks takeaway of the day. Because let me tell you something, baby. If you want to be with me, baby, there's a price to pay. I'm a genie in a bottle. You got to rub me the right way. And if you can't rub me the right way, I could rub myself. I'm kidding. That's gross. But you can rub yourself if you want to. This is not that kind of show. This is not a rub yourself type of show. But if you have to, then you have to. Because if no one deserves you, then no one deserves you. So you just do your own thing. Let me tell y'all, my curtain rod fell down the other day. But right now, I am my own boyfriend. So I had to go and fix the curtain rod myself. So I was telling you guys earlier about how like last week I didn't have the best week and I allowed myself to have some bread. And so, okay. And then y'all know that like a couple weeks ago I ate at Taco Bell twice within a 12-hour period, which is like super duper like fat people behavior. And what I realized is that, you know, that fat teenager, she is still inside of me. I let her live, but I'm not going to let her like rule my life anymore, the fat teenager, because I was craving Taco Bell again this weekend. And I said, LaKendra, no. LaKendra, no Taco Bell 2 weekends in a row. That's a little too much. But let me tell y'all, my fat teenager, she is now haunting my dreams because I don't really eat a lot of candy anymore. I love candy. If it was like it's Halloween right now, y'all, the willpower is taking me to not buy every single pumpkin shaped Reese's peanut butter cup. And I know they got the bat shaped Kit Kats. You guys, I want it all so bad, but I can't. But I had a dream the other night because I'm not even allowed to have gummy worms right now. Do y'all know I had a dream about gummy worms? I had a dream in my dream. I had a dream in my dream. I'm at the grocery store and I see like a bag of all like fall colored, like orange gummy worms and then all orange Twizzlers. The fat teenager is haunting my dreams. But listen, I'm just going to have to dream about it because I want a gummy worm so bad right now. I only want one. Where can I go to just get one gummy worm? That's part 2 of the Tooks takeaway. Sell gummy worms individually so the fat teenager can still have a little bit of a moment, but the hot, fitness era adult version can still look good. Okay? So anyway, that's my Tooks takeaway. BYOB. Be your own boyfriend. You don't need anybody. Make them work. Make them work. Make them rub you the right way. And if they rubbing you the wrong way, baby, you are fine by yourself. You do not need him. You do not need them. But they do need you. Because you're beautiful. You're so pretty and you're so funny and you're so successful and you're so cool. Like, if nobody's told you today, I just told you. And as always, hey, thank you guys so much, by the way, for subscribing and following us on social media at LaKendra Tooks, at Tooks Takes, leaving reviews. Oh, our reviews are so good. And I have all of you to thank for that. We are growing. We are on our way to becoming the #1 podcast on Earth, baby. The Tooks takeover is imminent. And as always, I hope and pray that my light helps you find your light and you shine so bright. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.